Hi guys, this is Teacher Patty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You know what you need to do. Boo, 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 boo. Subscribe, like, do all the amazing things. Share with your friends, guys. Don't pass accounting alone. Please share the resources. It's free. Okay, guys, we're still continuing the conceptual framework. Like I said, I encourage you to do deeper learning when it comes to conceptual framework, because if you just learn it at a one go, you're not gonna remember many things that are fundamental for your foundation in accounting. So remember the other video I was explaining what income, the basic definition of income. So now I'm just looking at the examples of income. Okay, so you've got your turnover, your revenue, turnover, revenue, or sales. It's just complementary terms. They're interchangeable. They're used interchangeable. So, guys, let me highlight this. Ne? The income type will depend to the nature, is highly dependent to the nature of the business. Ne? Revenue or sales, this is more of your trading businesses where they sell actual goods. Ne? So I've got many show and tells. You know me, I just don't want to talk and not show you what I'm talking about. For example, Mr. Price. You know me, I'm a Mr. Price fan. I don't work for Mr. Price. Actually, Mr. Price should even sponsor my videos the way I use them so much, guys. I hope you hear Mr. Price. Anyways, so you see at Mr. Price, like I was showing you in the other videos, they're selling dresses, caps, socks, track pants, cell phones, and all. It's usually things you can touch that you buy at Mr. Price, even though they've got other financial services, which is not things you can touch, but usually they trade on things you can touch. So you see now it says retail sales and other revenue, retail sales. So that sales is the same as turnover, is the same as revenue. Okay, so as said, the type of income is closely linked to the nature of the business. The nature of Mr. Price is to trade in consumer goods that are very tangible, like clothing, homeware, and all. Okay, now moving to the next type of income, that is your donations income, donations received. That also depends to the nature of the business. So if Mr. Price has a Mr. Price Foundation, you know at KFC, guys, accounting is not far-fetched. Accounting is there in your daily life. You know when you drive to KFC or when you walk into KFC, then they say, do you want to donate 2 rand to hunger something, something? I'm like, I'm not giving you my 2 rand. My purchase is already calculated. Oh, when I'm happy and I'm feeling like, you know what, let's feed the hungry children, I give them my 2 rand. That 2 rand that you give to KFC, it's recorded under donations income. Okay? So in my show and tell here, I've got a very good school where my daughter attended. It's a very good school. It's Africa Tikkun. Hello, Africa Tikkun. Still, I'm not working for them, or they didn't hire me to do this video. But this it's a non-profit corporation or a non-profit organization. So they do not really generate income by themselves. They rely on donations. I know KFC at some point sponsored them. So those 2 rands guys, they really work. They really work. Don't mind me being stingy. Those 2 rands, they really work. So please do support KFC with your 2 rand, please, if you have it. So disclaimer, I don't work for, you don't have to do it, but I'm just saying that some of the 2 rands, they went here some. So Africa Tikkun has many, many, many sponsors, from the JSE Top 40 to franchises and all that. They've got many sponsors. So their type of income, it cannot be sales, turnover, or revenue because they're a non-profit organization. Remember, I said the type of income is linked to the organization. So they're a non-profit organization, so they wouldn't have revenue. Whatever money they get, whatever income they receive, it is from the cash donations from sponsors and also donations in kind. Donations in kind can be toys, like my daughter would come back home. Africa Tikkun was close to where I used to work in Parktown, so it was in Braamfontein. Braamfontein Precinct, Braamfontein Hillbrook Precinct, somewhere there. So my daughter would come back home with a nice jacket. So that is still a donation. It's a donation in kind. The other day she came home with Lego. Or Lego, that toy that they need to build things, that expensive. And my daughter wanted it, I couldn't afford it. And thank you, Lord. She came home with that toy. That's still a donation in kind. So you can see now the different types of income. Sometimes income is not even money. Like the donations in kind is actually the actual object the company has received. For example, NPOs, they will receive a printer. They'll not be given the money to buy a printer. Some printing company will just come and give them a printer, a brand new printer. That's a donation. Okay, it will still be recorded under total income received. Okay. I hope I explained donation income. So then there is commission income. Okay, let's just see. Let's just see. I think I had a show and tell of commission income. B. So I think this is Alexander Forbes. Okay, so Alexander Forbes, what they do, they just reinvest pensions and provident funds or retirement funds on behalf of companies. For example, I'm working for a university now, and then the university decides, okay, we're going to take 6,000 from your salary, and then we're going to keep it for you and wait up until you're an old gogo that can't sell their time anymore. And then we're going to give you the money, and then you use that money to live on it. So when that money is kept at Alexander Forbes, you see what Alexander Forbes would do? They would do some brokerage services, like they would get the money, take that money to investors, manage the investment, manage the compliance in terms of those funds. So that is, they make money with commission. So actually they are selling a brokerage skill, they're selling a financial services skill in terms of growing your investments. So that is commission income. Remember, I said income depends on the type of the business. What is income to Alexander Forbes might be something else to another business. Okay, so you must always be vigilant of that. A simple case would be a rental company, a vehicle rental company. In other businesses, we wouldn't put anything that has to do with vehicle under income. But if you are Avis, your service is to lease out cars or rent out cars on a short-term basis or long-term basis, and then you get money from renting out the car. So you can't expense that because of the nature of the business. The nature is to rent. So always be mindful of what the business does. Once you get that story in your test, is a florist company, you already know your flowers, the flowers that they're going to be talking about. These are not flowers at reception when you go to the dean's office, or flowers in the reception when you go to these are not expense type of flowers like the flowers in your mom's dining room. No, we're talking about a person actually selling the flowers. So we're not going to be treating those as expense. We're going to treat those as income because it's a florist shop. Always learn what the business is doing. We always say in practice, always know what your client business is. All right. Okay, so we've talked about commission income, then there's consulting income. Okay, consulting income, it has to do with service businesses, né? So this is where I used to work many moons ago, okay? Not so long ago, but this is where I used to work, and we used to make some part of the revenue, part, not all, part, or maybe a greater part, it came from consulting. So for example, we would sell a know-how. So this is the company where I used to work, Chigululu. So we would sell a know-how in terms of running impact investments, social impact investments. So there would be a set of skills the company has, like accountants. We had a full house, and they still think they even have it now, a full house where you just walk in as a company. For example, some company in the financial services industry, they'll say, listen, I want to give bursaries to underprivileged girls in South Africa from the top 3 universities or the top 5 universities. We would make it happen. Okay, we've already opened a trust for you. Put money here. The accountants will run that trust. We've got relationship managers that will ensure the students are registered, they get support, and then you just report on the social good you've done as a financial services company or as a medical services company or whatever industry you're in. We'll just do your work. We'll just do the work on your behalf. Client, or we didn't choose which client we got. We just gave our know-how. So the money we made there, because we're a services industry, so the money we made there, it was called consulting fees. Okay, so now I hope you understand what is consulting income. Then there's services rendered. It's the same as consulting income, actually. It's the same as services rendered, is the same as consulting income, and also commission income. So you can have that. Okay, let's just also move it up there. Okay, so credit losses recovered. Okay, so guys, credit losses recovered. This happens when I always use Truworths, ne? So this happens when when your mom has a Truworths account, and your mom is a single parent, and your mom is still staying in a garage, or your mom is still staying in the family home, and mom maybe has 5 kids, and mom just lost a job, ne? And mom just bought you before your mom lost a job. Let's say this was around about October when your mom lost a job. And then your mom bought you a matric dance a matric dance gown because you needed it and all. You see, I've already counted the circumstances, the financial circumstances of mom, ne? And then mom buys you this matric dance gown somewhere in October, September, in preparation for matric dance, and this gown at Truworths, it was 1.2. You wanted that one. In fact, the whole outfit, let's make it 3,000. The shoes, the clutch bag, you even wanted changing clothes, like you wanted the whole thing, Mugal. So it's okay. Mommy takes this thing. Then the following month, mommy is retrenched. And then mommy no longer has income. But mommy still owes Truworths some money for your matric dance outfit. And then Truworths is calling, mommy's not picking up calls, or mommy says, say, I'm just gone, I'm not here, and all that. Then come February 2023, mom gets a job. And then mom says, hey, the first thing I want to pay off is a Truworths account because I want to buy a property of my own now. I'm earning a better salary. So when mom goes to Truworths to pay, or goes to the lawyer, to the lawyers for Truworths to pay that account, it's called bad debt recovered. Because mommy is no longer, the account at Truworths is no longer, I think after 6 months or so, or 4 months or so, I don't know the period. But after a certain time, a certain while, you can't go to Truworths again. Even if you pay that account in full, they won't allow you to pay it at Truworths. They'll say pay it to the lawyers, and then the lawyers will give Truworths feedback, and feedback will update their system. But you will not be allowed to use the card again to buy Truworths. You'd have to apply again. So that money coming back to Truworths when they thought they'll never get it, it's called credit losses recovered or bad debts recovered. I hope you understand. So rent income. So again, we had to look at a company that lists out buildings or rent out buildings, guys. I remember I said income. The type of income is dependent on the nature of the business the company is in. Okay, so the best the best example I could find is Hyprop Investments. If you notice, when they are constructing malls around Johannesburg, you will see in the board where to specify the engineers for the project and all that. Hyprop is never far off. Just pay attention in the malls around Joburg and the glamorous office parks. Hyprop is always there. So you see, their income is rent and other lease income. Okay? I want to also show you something at Africa Tikkun. They say they've got other operating income, shared services, recoveries, and other income. You know, usually when this happens, this also, part of this might even refer to rent. For example, how companies work, which is very funny, but you're going to go to practice, guys. You're still doing first year, but you're going to go to practice and see this happen. You're sitting at a floor. This floor is owned by HR, and you are a finance intern. The finance department did not have a desk and a laptop. There was some lady in HR who went on maternity leave, so they gave you everything. So when they're paying the rent for the cost centers, is split according to the department. So HR will say, finance, because you're occupying our space, we will transfer this cost of your employee to your cost center, this rent to your cost center, and then we don't have that cost sitting on us. So what will happen? We'll accrue for rent income and also record the expense, and then the net effect is zero. So this shared services and recoveries, it's when someone is sitting on site. For example, this is Africa Tikkun, someone belonging, it can be a person working in another company. For heaven's sake, let's say maybe it's Anglo. I'm not saying Anglo is sitting there. So it might be a person doing research for Anglo at Africa Tikkun and all that, and they're using all the resources at Africa Tikkun, and Africa Tikkun has to bill Anglo for the space the person is using. So that's still another form of rent income, okay? And then interest received, interest income. So I think this is the FirstRand Group. Yes, this is the financial statements for the FirstRand Group. So, okay, you do know banks make money by bank charges, and they make money by the interest they charge on your credit card, the interest they charge on your loans, the interest they charge on your mortgage bond. Like, these guys are just out there to kill you with interest. Okay, I didn't say that, disclaimer. But anywho's, this is the bank, this is the financial services industry. This is how they make their money. Remember, I said income is dependent on the industry the company is operating in, okay? So profit on sale of an asset. So this is when any other company, be it a private company, public company, a non-profit organization, any other company, guys, they can sell assets. So for example, in practice, this used to happen a lot. After 2 years, the laptop company that supplied all the laptops were like, okay, we're just bringing a new set of laptops again, because the contract says every 2 years we must change all the staff's laptops. So what the company will do, we don't want this to sit in our asset register. We're going to sell it to staff. There will be an auction day. Staff buys these laptops for 100 Rand, 200 Rand, and life goes on. The company makes that small profit. Sometimes they'll be like, okay, we make profit, and then this profit you're going to use to donate somewhere. Okay, so this is what this refers to, profit on sale of assets. Then dividends income. So dividend income, guys, I think the show and tell for that one was for Bidvest. So even though it's not phrased here as dividend income, they say share of profit of associates and joint ventures. So, you know, Bidvest is buying. Like, guys, if you're doing first year and you're planning to become a CA, a PA, an ACCA, or an ACMA, please, guys, do your homework. Please do your homework. just check what Bidvest is doing in the space, in the market. Like, guys, they're buying everything that's anything. They are just they're just getting these companies. And sometimes they're getting 80% here, 60% there, 100% ownership there, and all that. So those stakes that they have, they share in those profits. This is not dividend in a sense of you just buying 2 shares at Sasol. I'm talking about mega money coming from these ownerships. So dividend income, I'm not looking at it at a small scale like a company buying shares for 3,000 rand, then they get 20 rand dividends. No, like there are companies out there aggressively acquiring other companies to have control over competition, also to grow their profits, which is with these dividends they're getting from the associates. So guys, I hope you do not struggle with income again. Okay, we said examples of income. Just trying to do a slideshow. So guys, we said examples of income. It's turnover, revenue or sales, donations, income or donations received, commission income, consulting income, credit losses recovered, rent income, interest income, profit on sale of an asset, dividends income. I hope you never, ever, ever not see this, guys, in your tests or exams. This should come naturally. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed the session.